This is going to be for far more than bragging rights, Parker. The loser of this bet, that is simply not an acceptable result for Shopify Rebellion. This is a team with so much higher. They want Noah to be a bit more involved. Even if the comms won't be perfect, it's better than him being isolated. Big pick by On July. Gets the first frag of the game onto Ambi. It's traded back nicely, though. Spoit on the window, ready for that play to come through. Canadian with a shotgun, close on the stairs, wins the second duel versus Bottom Love. Goes down towards White and gives that man advantage back over to SR.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the real test of this team, right? They have been mighty good on the side of the Rebellion on attack. Their big weaknesses yesterday were defending, and some of that does unfortunately fall on the shoulders of Ambi, who has been stretching his legs and calling as the defending IGL. Noah finds 2 kills in pretty quick succession. He beats Spoit, so that is for ownership of the Kingdom of Sweden. Noah now has that one fully under control. It's him and Carp remaining. Canadian goes down. Surf last man standing. Goodbye to Noah. And Surf will find himself in a 1v1 with still over a minute to go. Taking some damage. Has to be concerned with the position of the Goyo. He flashes into the corner. And it was a reload. Likely blinded. SR will
run up the scoreboard just a little bit. Noah, an opening death to Spoit, so we go 1 apiece for the Swedes, but so much trouble for Bottom Love. He was great in this position yesterday versus Enterprise, but now on the Warden, a little bit more of an issue. Surf will nade Ambi, and that's a team kill to come through from SR to even the numbers.
Rough start for Ambi, but that one's no fault of his own. Double shield now lined up here against Bottom Love, who expend as many bullets as he can, doing some damage, but not able to secure the pick. They need to deal with the
Monty, but wants the player behind him, misses some shots and takes big damage. Canadian will start the plant.
This is a really rough spot to be in for Mentalist. You're trapped in the corner. On July taking some damage. Mentalist with 1. Spoit shuts down On July. Diffuse kit goes down. Spoit is on the ground as well. That leaves just the 2 shields upright for Rebellion. Carpe and Mentalist. Now left up just to Carpe yet again. Surf gunning through Mentalist, the long-tenured player, helping to guide this young team of EDG. Edward Gaming, a huge organization. In the hands of Mentalist, they can do some serious damage, but without their best player running with Noah, it has been an uphill battle so far here in Salt Lake City. The Mute trying as best as he can. Canadian toying with him at this point in time. There's no shield break to be had. Secure your kill on Spoit. Why not? Run out of time. You're outside of the building. The round will go to the Rebellion, and it's 2-0 for the North American squad.
Really nice double shield push in through the small tower. Shopify Rebellion looking pretty confident on these attacks. They're not the cleanest, all right? It's
what you would expect of his abilities. 0-2, takes quite a beating on entry and almost dies. Spoit, who's been playing way more active and has been kind of let off his leash, will find 2 kills. He's up to 5 so far through 2 rounds, 2.5 at this point in time. Ambi taking down Carpe, and now it's Bottom Love in a 1v5 with a minute 40 to go. There is a lot of discomfort here from EDG.
Yeah, no doubt, Parker. I mean, Willie with the SMG just made this a nightmare. It'll be a Capcan to take him down. You can't beat Spoit in a gunfight, so you got to find other means, and I guess that'll do. Still a 1v4, Bottom Love. So much time to waste. Low HP, I'll say, on at least 2 players on SR, so it's not a given, but they're already droning things out. They're not rushing this, Parker. They don't want to take any chances.
Play that secondary support, it's sheltered minutes. You're usually playing a high. Mandela's to go off. He thinks he has an opening, but maybe just a little out of range. He needs to dance around that nade, lest another team kill transpire.
Gotta be careful here. They're still taking their time. Haven't gotten any gunfights. Big swing on Troy, though. He's gonna go down throwing that Candela. Early pick from July, and Mentalist another on to Surf. His first death of the game. That'll be a 2-man advantage now for EDG, trying to hold off this Rebellion force.
And a smart play for EDG to take advantage of that gadgetry in hand. Rexon now dead by Bottom Love. First kill for Bottom Love here in this match. All of this map.
Never count out Spoit and Ambi, the 2 most mechanically talented players on SR. They are so deadly. Ambi gets 1. That's the headshot onto Carpe. Brings up to 3 for the match. Now it's a 2v2, equal numbers. Noah and Bottom Love have to work together, but with the language barrier, it's not easy.
Ambi will have 2 death marks in pocket, get halfway through the defuse kit. Spoit looking for coverage, cannot find his mark. Noah out-dueling Ambi, and Spoit will need to clutch out with 30 seconds to go. He takes down Noah, but Bottom Love is there for the refeed. Ambi missing out on a golden opportunity. Neither of these players on Rebellion retrievable at this point in time. Ambi walks in, not expecting a second. Carpe is there. What a surprise that is. Noah goes down. Carpe will follow. Rebellion now have the lead, but they're all bleeding out. Everybody is down, but not out, except for Spoit. It's a 3v3, but in actuality, it's a 1v3. Spoit will have to clutch out yet again, walking in, slowed by the Clash Shield. The Thorn of Bottom Love shoulder peeks him, sees him, can't do much. Now he knocks the Clash around, does an awful lot of damage. Where is Angelai? That is the concern for Spoit at this point in time. Back in, still looking in the wrong direction. Down goes Mentalist, and Spoit just misses out. Late round heroics.
Reloading, cover me!
Noah has been a non-factor so far. He sees not one, but two shields. Trying to deal with them both. Rexen ADSing, down goes Noah. And it's all up to Angelai. This is a tough one, Jesse. I do not hold much hope. Going up against two shields and Ambi. Rexen gets the final two kills, and they exit the first half with a 4-2 lead for the Rebellion.
Beautiful. That's one of the disadvantages for EDG playing the same map back-to-back, where they got to see a lot of these EDG offenses, at least through his first couple of rounds. No, he's not going to give anything up. They finally get this wall open, which will force Canadian to play more passive, but even still, 2 minutes off the clock just on this roam clear. This is great for SR.
Am I missing something? Is there a reason why Mentalist has his shield away and is just simply raw dogging it ADS style? I'm not... There's got to be something I'm missing, right? You have a shield. Why are you... What was the thinking there on the side of Mentalist? Surf the only casualty for Rebellion as they've reduced EDG to a single player. Carpe now obscured, and Rexen will finish that off. That is a staff, all of whom huge Enterprise fans.
Yes, on record now, okay? We've said it, and I've never lied on cast once. Here's a fight from Spoit, wins it versus Angelai here on the stairs. Takes loads of damage, but interested in taking that north side control, so it's all going to be around small tower, all going to be around vending, and I'm not sure they have the util for it. Carpe will grab one, and another one from Noah, so the numbers are swinging, but where do they get into the site from?
I mean, Noah's going to be a big hope for this team now as Carpe gets down outside of the building. He saw Surf. We said Surf's name. We reverse caster cursed him as he picks up 2 kills. Ambi's on the board. Down goes Noah, and it's another one for the Rebellion. 1 round away from winning very well. Sluggish attack for EDG at this point, Jesse. Half of the round to go. Spoit will lead things off. Down goes Noah. The kingdom goes back to Spoit.
On the Fenrir, if he doesn't die, if he doesn't get forced out of this position, planting is going to be nearly impossible for EDG.
2 nades, both working wonders. One finding Canadian, the other finding a piece of gadgetry. Spoit on the board yet again, takes out Angelai. Mentalist dies at the hands of Surf. It's swim or get destroyed by the currents. And the currents will wash away EDG. Surf picking up a big 2K, and the Rebellion.
Confident that this is going to be the map that they can pick to play. They ran it a record throughout the kickoff of CNL, so still a very strong map for them. Only side, they managed to get that first frag, and now active from Rexen. Loves playing the mirror here, gets that gunfight, caught a little bit on the rotate back, hits the deck, and then gets a second frag. Finally cleaned up by Carpe, but the damage is done. It's a man advantage for SR.
One thing I have noticed about this EDG team is now Angelai goes down, leaving Carpe in a 1v3, is that they don't back away. They will take an engagement, then they will just stop and reload, still standing in the doorway instead of backing up and using that wall to your advantage. They did it a number of times on Fortress, and the same thing is befalling them here. Yet to win an attacking round, and it will continue. Nothing has changed.
Shield, and is actually going to back up a little bit, can retake that space if he needs to later on in the round. Good to see SR taking the site, and good to see Ambi getting active after being the opening death in round number 1. Finds Bottom Love for a refrag.
Ambi's been very sneaky with his kills. He broke double digits, obviously, on Fortress, and that one just, it's very routine. He peeks, gets a kill over by Electrical, but they have peeled off and will now go for something a little different. A great shot by Spoit on the Mentalist. Another one was lined up. Spoit is just waiting and out. 4 kills for Spoit to go with the 14 that he had on map number 1. Now it's Canadian for a kill of his own. This is prolonged action. Jesse, you get some time off here. It's Noah in a 1v5 without a single point of damage done to the Rebellion.
I like Noah as much as the next guy, but that's not a winnable round. Gets slammed.
They have a fighting shot at being one of the 4 teams to advance. But there's no real suitable replacement here. Spoit gets picked up by Mentalist within the first minute of action. That's a good read. And
ball perhaps being thrown towards EDG, but the adaptation's been good so far. Still don't have full top floor control, but that doesn't stop them getting the kills.
Rexon goes down at the hands of Noah, immediately traded out by SR. EDG still with the advantage here as they've got top floor control. Most of the calling now when they are defending. So this is Ambi steering the ship. He's the one that will ultimately be the master of his own fate, and he takes down Mentalist. Canadian unable to help as Carpe walks right in. Ambi surprised by that one. Canadian in a bit of trouble as Surf is the only one without a shield in hand to contest. Down goes Canadian. Now it's Surf to clutch out in a 1v3. He's done some mighty damage. He's still got a minute to go, but Bottom Love will take him down from above, and it's Edward Gaming's first attacking round.
Through for EDG, have a big moment to set themselves up for that big round. Will be successful.
Sometimes they can have a much bigger impact than you'd think. A lot of teams will account for every single piece of Heartbreach, and if one of them goes awry, you're in trouble. Noah walks in and slaughters Ambi and Spoit. 2 players down for the count. EDG having a much better entry over these last 2 rounds, showing some fearlessness that will force Canadian to be an active operator. Shield down. He takes care of Mentalist, takes care of Bottom Love. And back to a 3v3 we will go. Even footing for these squads. Carpe eliminating Rexon. So EDG will wrestle that advantage back, not before Surf can take care of on July. This is a very hectic set of rounds, Jesse.
Troy winding back the clock and now opening things up, but Noah's not done. Parker rotates all the way to Aqua and now finds Canadian. Massive 4K on the round. Beautiful. Can't get denied from up above. Flood the site with those yings. It is really just Rexon and Surf down there on the bottom floor. You'll have the advantage if you can explode like that.
And there goes Carpe at the hands of Spoit. Ambi takes care of on July. Brisk set of action from EDG, but it does not pay off. Nice Nitro Cell goes in. Noah, his aim not in question. He's out-dueled by Rexon. Ambi will find his second, and now it's Mentalist to captain this team in a 1v5. Taking out utility on the way in. Candela will go off. Spotted by Ambi, getting shot at directly from 2 separate doors and from below. Ambi gets a 3.
Old enough for that frag. Still hunting for another one, though. Knows that Noah is still just inside of storage. They have that control, and this is important because that's what you use to deny the site. But here we go, inside the bomb site, 4v4 as Spoit and Noah both fall.
Noah did, to his credit, hit the Goyo canister, which could have done some serious damage to Rex.
Our Swedish fans can confirm, and here we go, Parker. Last 35 seconds. You've got to set yourself up for an execute. They're playing the vert, but this isn't good enough. They're inside the bomb site now, caught immediately with Rexon on the double.
Flattened by the TCSG. That's a tight angle to get past. Time not on the side of Edward Gaming. Canadian might have a kill of his own now in this position. He sees the bullet tracers go by. Rexon has been downed. He's retrievable by Ambi inside of Exo. He'll get back up. So 4 on the board for Rebellion against 3 for EDG. Carpe fights 3! Oh my word! Canadian, the old dog, will have to clutch out as Carpe now holds the fuse kit with just a second to go. Canadian has the position. Can he get the read to shut it down? He's running out of time to do so. Just out of reach. Canadian lets it slip through his fingers. Planted so well by EDG. Oh my goodness, this was a done deal for the Rebellion. And then Carpe showed up and said, seize the day, and now Canadian will need to clutch out. 2 remain for EDG. Canadian will go for the drop. Just behind Animus, they let him live. Turning tail, he'll go for the engage. A reload, and Bottom Love clutches. What a...
Right? They can kind of feel that they've got a bit of motion here. The first time that we're really seeing pretty good about it. I love that call about getting on cams early, right? If you can find a
set of eyes looking in his direction, and he will just play time here for Canadian to get into position. Canadian punishing Carpe. He will finally get a kill of his own. On July, on the board, his first pick. Bottom Love goes down to Spoit. Everything being spread out right now by this Rebellion team as Ambi is on the board. All it'll take is Surf, and that might be a team ace. No, Ambi picks up 2, so it doesn't really matter. But Mos and Dokkaebi are at the disposal of Rebellion. Spoit, we talked about playing a bit more forward. His kills are reflecting that. The operator pool is also now starting to catch up. On the heels of his hot play in the previous round, Ambi finds 1, but he comes to blows with Noah. Rexon trades that one. One thing that Shopify Rebellion's also been doing very well here, Jesse, is being able to trade out. This is a tough spot to be in for EDG. Carpe will survive for now as they've chased him off to this top floor right into the waiting arms of Canadian.
Yeah, really nice clear coming out from Shopify Rebellion. Again, they bring the perfect operator lineup for what they want to do in the round to counter these defenders. Aggressive goes Mentalist, but Bottom Love will snake the kill out from under him. That's going to...
This is something my ranked teammates need to be aware of. If you've got the kit, you've got the objective, you don't need to get away. They're chasing Mentalist down now in this position, and things do not look particularly good for him. There goes Bottom Love. Mentalist will join him. Don't bother digging 2 graves. Just dig the 1.
Don't have to worry about that for much longer, but the flashes come in. This top clear is so important for SR's attack.
Rexon has taken over a lot of Spoit's operator pool, if you've noticed. And again, it puts Spoit in these winning positions. He gets 1 kill immediately traded out. Canadian get defuse kit down. Yes, he will. Out the window he goes. So EDG distracted by the aggression from the Rebellion. And because of that, Canadian is able to exploit it. Anybody who's played this site in any level of capacity knows how hard it is to win. It's very similar to the basement of Consulate. You've got a yawning chasm that you need to deal with. You've got players outside of the building. They can easily just waste time, throw their utility in your direction. The best bet is to double up. Mentalist picked off by Ambi. Canadian is looking for more. Rexon finds 2 kills, and Ambi will find yet another match point.
Way better than any other partners I've worked with recently.
There's nothing I can say. Be ready. Be prepared. Remember this moment. And I know that you could argue about the caliber of opposition, but Spoit is still making his presence known. Don't count out Rexon. He's also now broken double digits. Ambi, Spoit, and Rexon, all 10 or above. EDG left to just Carpe and Bottom Love. Carpe did give us a remarkable clutch in 3K. Does he have more gas in the tank? Spoit goes down at the hands of Bottom Love, who will smoke his way out of that position. Carpe's gone. Bottom Love in a 1v4, and Rexon shuts the door. EDG, the second team eliminated here from Salt Lake City.
Shopify Rebellion, they take down EDG and move on to Phase 2. Spoit, Jesse said on the cast, that's just what the doctor ordered for Shopify Rebellion. Does this feel like this win was healing for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, in today's game as well, we focused more on the, ourselves rather than the enemies. Like yesterday, we played Falcons, and we did some counter stuff. But the thing is, we were just too slow in our own game, and it costed us like multiple times. Like when we did the cheese, like the first 3 rounds, like I just got C4 on glass twice, I think it was. So today was more of just like playing our own game, focusing on the 3-2-1s, the fundamentals, and yeah, it showed. It went well.
Tell me about your game. Obviously, come a long way from where kickoff began. Through the playoffs, you were killing it. Now it seems like you're back to your old self. Does it feel like you're playing well?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to find my own groove, So, I mean, bad games happen. Like, people thought we were, like, the worst team in the world. Like, bro, we lost, like, 2-3 games. Like, bro, it's not that big of a deal. But, yeah, and then playoffs came around. Playoff spot came back. Had a big play there. Now it's just heating up in the games here. Yeah, just focusing on myself, feeling comfy. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Spoit. Shopify Rebellion take the win. They move on to Phase 2. One more team to move on to Phase 2 as the day continues.